My fellow Barbadians, this is Vic Callender on the Sherry Veronica program. And my discussion here today is going to be centered around the disappointment of black leadership, not just in America and Barbados, but around the world. Everybody gets rich off of the plight of black people and have for centuries. Not just white people, not just the colonial masters. Black. It's black on black crime, no different than the indiscriminate killings that are occurring around the world now based on black violence. You know, I listen to all of these so called talking heads or chicken heads, and I call them that for a lack of a better name for them because I definitely don't want to laugh when it ain't funny and scratch where it don't itch. But these people, they have their hands in both cookie jars, in the jar of integrationists and some of them in the jars of Pan Africanism. Which one is it going to be? It can't be both. You can't be for me and against me at the same time because that smells like hypocrisy. You understand? There isn't one single black leader in the world who would lead without recompense. Not one. And I do understand that people have to live and that groceries cost the same for me as it costs for Bill Gates or whatever. Life isn't fair, whatever, whatever. But I wish they would stop talking as if they're not taking money from the white owned system. What does that make you, Roland Martin, Umar Johnson, and the rest of you who, for all intents and purposes, travel on planes owned by white people, go to hotels owned by white people, and then you want to tear down the white establishment? I listened to Roland Martin here recently, which I had to respond to him with reference to his foolishness. Look how much money he took from Kamala Harris. Look how much money he took from Kamala Harris. How dare he come to us trying to send people in the direction of the Democratic Party because he ingratiated himself to them, or them to him. You understand? Where is all of this talk going? At least use a disclaimer when you come into us and say, I'm being paid by the Democrats or by the Republicans or by whomever. That where, that way, we will know where your money came from. But if you're just blasting out all of these things about this party and that party, you start to wear us down there, Brother Roland. Brother Umar Johnson, he was supposed to have been building a school to help disadvantaged kids. For how long now? For how long now? We need to stop drinking the Kool-Aid of foolishness that these people are perpetrating out there when they put all this nonsense out, and we need to do our own due diligence and study what these people are really talking about and who they are, because they're about the semantics of all style and no substance. They're all about selling books, having people pay them honorariums to come to specific localities and speak. They don't come for free, and they get put up in five-star hotels, most of them, from the milking the very communities that they're supposed to be representing. It is hypocritical. I'm not against a person eating. I'm not against a person living a good life. But do it in an honest way so that everybody's blinders are removed and people can see you transparently for who you are. Not for what you are, but for who you are. You understand? That's what I think. Seriously, we have a serious crisis. And the crisis, yes, to some extent is of the making of the general population, of us, the guinea multitude. But for the most part, we have been led like lambs to the slaughter by every Every single person. Look at what's going on in Africa. Who are you going to blame that on? The colonial masters? How long has most African countries been independent, brothers and sisters? And the crooks at the helm of state, what have they been doing to their own people who look just like them? And don't forget, it was the ancestors of the crooks that's in power today that sold us, our ancestors, into slavery for barrels of rum and other foolishness. They made less from it than the colonials did back then, and they knew it was wrong and still continued to do it. And when someone can point a ship that ever came to America to rescue displaced black people brought from the shores of Africa to repatriate us to the coast of Ghana, Guinea, Nigeria, and other places in Africa, when you can show me that, then we can have a conversation based on history and its narrative. But until then, we are caught up in the soup. We're drinking the same old soup, different day, different bowl, all over. Deja vu all over again. Rubbish. Bullshit. They want to feed us BS and call it ice cream. And people are getting paid to espouse Afrocentricity and wear their shikis and give themselves African names and stuff. It's all BS. Everybody, not just white folks, everybody made money off of us, off of our sweat, our tears, our blood. And a lot of them were melanated people just like us. Peace. Love y'all.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.